Hi everybody, it's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Aquarius, there's a link in the description box where you can learn your whole birth chart. And that way, if you want additional messages for the week, you can always look at your Moon and Rising sign readings as well as your Sun sign reading today. Oops, I have these backwards. Today you'll notice I've all my three decks together and I'm going to be doing something a little inventive here. What I've decided to do is use each of my decks for certain parts of the mind, of the body, of the whole human experience. So I'm looking at mind, body, and soul this week. There'll be 2 cards per deck. I'm looking for one jumper and then the bottom of the deck for general energy. And then I'll pull the themes together by looking from top to bottom in terms of what you may need to know that you don't already, or that you are aware of that you need confirmation for. And then the second column for general energy that you can expect for the week. So this is for July 18th to the 25th. And let's begin. So what does Aquarius need to know with regard to the mind? What does Aquarius need to know with regard to the mind? Cool. All right, and as promised, bottom of the deck. Wow, okay. I can just tell straight up, your mind is feeling really muddy this week for whatever reason. And like I said, it is a general reading with regard to the mind. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Aquarius, I will encourage you to apply these messages to. I'm going to assume, for example, there's one major concern having to do with your mind this week and not like 10. So whatever that speaks to intuitively the most this week, this is what I'm going to draw attention to with regard to that issue for you. We're looking at some cloudy skies here, a little bit of gray, and ultimately something that is feeling like it's weighing you down. Okay, that's what I'm getting just generally looking at those 2 cards. Let's move on. Let's get all the cards out and then we'll look at them one by one together. So what does Aquarius need to know with regard to the body? All right, so we have a few there in a clump. I'm going to keep shuffling, see if we can get a jumper. Oops, I did it again. All right, let's keep trying. What does Aquarius need to know with regard to the body? All right, let's go about 3. Never mind. All right, and then bottom of the deck. And let's do the same for the soul. What does Aquarius need to know with regard to the soul? Okay, I do have 2 here. I am going to take them. They turned around backwards in the deck together, so I am going to take those. Aww. Okay, so like I said, mind, body, and soul. Let's look at these row by row, left to right for the time being, Aquarius. Like I said, first things first with the clean it up card. And this is regard to the mind, so your thoughts, beliefs, or habits, opinions, this type of thing. Even the way that you speak to yourself, like your internal dialogue, for example. This is the card of clean it up, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to delve into what it could mean with regard to how to apply this. But in terms of cleaning it up, the first thing that we're noticing here in this image is that this elk is alone and at the top of something. So you feel like you've accomplished something, but it's not what you expected it to be when you got there. And you could have been muddied by something or feel clouded by something. In fact, you could have worked very hard to get here and it's not what you expected. So you might even need to not revamp everything or throw everything out with the bathwater, but there could be an element of polish or editing that needs to be going on here. And because this is in the column of the mind, this is really not only about belief systems and attitudes and opinions and your inner dialogue, but what you really want for yourself, maybe your outlook, maybe your long-term planning, your goals, that type of thing. So basically around the mind, we're looking at an opportunity this week, Aquarius, for you to get rid of what isn't working for you. And you know what that is this week. If something feels like it's mulling over and over and over, it's just taking up space, it's not really productive, it might even be someone else's energy. If that's the case, really, you need to reject that. That's the other person's energy. You're only responsible for yourself. But whatever is heavy energy here regarding the mind or mindfulness here, it's time to let it go. One piece of advice here could be just in terms of getting to the bottom of what it is, quote unquote. It could even be just one thing, okay? But if that's the case, and you're trying to figure out what that one thing is, it might be good to create a list this week, okay? I'm not opposed to you in terms of the cards here. There's no opposition in terms of talking to other people and getting it out or sorting it out. That's always an option here for you this week. But the bottom line is make room for something better because this is old. It's time to let it go. So we're looking at a chop wood for general energy regarding the mind this week. And of course, we have something extremely similar. Chopping wood actually means like getting down to business. But because we have one of the oldest images that is related to women and witchcraft and sorcery and even travel, right? If you read some witch folklore, there's an opportunity here. There's even a big gold ribbon on it, and a huge doorway with sun on it. This is a great opportunity mind-wise for you to make room for what you really want and to get to work, to really put it into practice, to really be, it's a good way to finish that, really be what we would call walking the talk. There. That's probably the most succinct way to put this. This is asking for you to walk the talk. And if you know what the term lip service means, this is the opposite. So if you're saying something and doing the opposite, as in behavior, this is saying, first of all, it's not going to feel good. Second of all, you're responsible for it. And third of all, do you want to keep giving yourself a hard time for that? Probably not. So let's get rid of that. Definitely not dark energy. That's not what I'm saying. But definitely cloudy, sort of even heavy, or the kind of energy where you feel like frustrated, okay? In terms of a decision or a concept. Sorry, I'm just taking my sweater off. And so that's the concept around the mind. Let us move on to the body. So first card with regard to what do you need to know with regard to the body, or what are you already aware of that you need to affirm? We have the rabbit. The rabbit's keyword is fear. So there is a developed sense of fear around the body, or you're fearful in moving physically to the next phase, all right? Step, area, position, theme, whatever, again, because it's a general issue, whatever's most prominent, and this is speaking to you on an intuitive level, this is about your physical self not being able to forge ahead. And whenever I see the rabbit, you've probably heard this before, I always read courage. This is a moment, this is an opportunity for you, rather, for you to express courage, particularly in the face of fear. It's the only way that courage exists, frankly. You can't have courage when you have all the answers and nothing bothers you. Courage can't exist there. And I will finish also by saying that I've begun really explaining this card in the sense of the old Chinese motto, character for the term crisis. And I heard this years ago, and you probably did too, but it's quite fascinating to understand that within the character for crisis is the term opportunity. You are going to break out of a shell here that's going to not only delight you, but propel you like miles beyond what you even imagined here. Showing courage in the face of fear always propels you to higher energy, higher consciousness, and the good of all. So if possible here, certainly with regard to getting to the root of what could be holding you back, right? What could be causing this overarching fear, if that's what this is related to. Old concerns, old language, and I can't say it enough, old dialogue, internal dialogue, um, that we don't examine, that occurs in our minds, can trip us up for years, decades sometimes. So if that's what's going on, make a vow to yourself. You'll get to the bottom of that because you don't have time to stay in this place, in this position, stuck, whatever this feels for you right now. It's time to show courage, and you can do it. You can do it. And as for general energy regarding the body, this week we have the ant. Its keyword is patience. Now, interesting that we have these two together, particularly underneath these two very powerful clean it up cards. I mean, literally clean it up and chop wood. Take action, get to work, right? In the mind with it. So clear, something needs to be cleared. And then, fear and patience. These are kind of at odds at the moment. Perhaps the fear about moving ahead is that you feel it all has to be done now, or you feel, and again, this is all starting in the mind. So just in terms of being aware of what is available to you and how this is supposed to work, as opposed to how this is working for you. Really, this could just be a simple element of a judgment call around yourself, and you really need to give yourself a little bit of a break. But not a break forever. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt, show some courage in the face of this. But remember, it all has to be done sort of bit by bit, right? Have patience that this will work out to your highest good. And even if it's about applying courage to the situation, have patience with yourself in being in process of applying that, okay? I'm not saying courage is easy. No one can say that. So maybe you do need to sort of work yourself up to something here, but action is necessary. Because this is in the body column, make sure that you are aware that action must take place at some point here, this week at least for you, and to have patience with yourself and others and the process as you go through it. And then in your soul column, we have ideas and inspiration. Not really surprised to see this in your reading anywhere ever, because this pretty much sums up your sign for me, frankly. Aquarius is the sign of sudden upsets, electricity, revolutions, revelation, sparks of genius, sparks of madness, sometimes the same thing. So, and of course they all need to begin in the inspiration realm. So I really feel like once you get through this process here, you'll be lighter. You'll feel as though these are more easily projected and manifested. So ideas and inspiration here on a soul level is really important to you. Please don't deny this. It's really important that Aquarians work and stem from their highest good. And like I said, ideas, this is the world that you live in. You're an air sign, you live in the idea world. And of course, the inspiration. So please take heed of this, that you're being asked, even on a cosmic level, to inject your unique self, your ideas, your goals, your concepts into the the hive mind, the consciousness here. We're all kind of waiting on it. So but you need to release something here before you forge ahead. But I think you're aware that this is available to you, and this might even be where you want to be. You might even feel that the patience card here is because you feel so stuck, but you're like, but I'm here. Like I'm already here, so why don't I feel it, so to speak? Why isn't it a feeling in my body? Or why can't I move ahead? I do think it has a lot to do with patience. Really just be gentle with yourself, and remember that move is going to take a great deal of courage. And of course, with the general energy for the week, so solutions could be found here, or you could find relief somehow here, on a soul level in meditation and in meditation practice. And as we all know, meditation doesn't have to be that you're all alone, sitting and pondering. You could be doing something that's extremely mindful. Listen, the point of meditation is mindfulness. You could be preparing a meal for yourself mindfully, okay? You could be doing the dishes, making the bed, painting a picture, having a conversation. All of these elements include meditation. The whole point is being present, be in the moment, be available. We only have now. So I think this is what is reminding you here, Aquarius. So that is what's going on a soul level. Let's take a look at the general information for you from the left, and then we'll look at general energy to the right. So clean it up, fear, and ideas and inspiration. I think you feel on a really intimate level here, Aquarius, that you're better than this, quote unquote, whatever this is for you, feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed, whatever is cloudy here in the mind. You know you're better than this, right? You know that you have a lot more to offer than this, and it's going to take a physical act on your behalf in order to get out of whatever gloom is going on here, whatever you feel is holding you back, because you're better than this. There's something greater than this. So if this is, for example, an energy, a vibration, work on a vibrational level here, because and this is ready. This wouldn't come up if this wasn't available to you to acknowledge and conquer. Okay, so this is something that's sort of like, hello, let's take care of this. So if that's what's going on, the time is now, and trust that you are in a position to do this, and you are the one. You are the one who's supposed to be able to move through this, because you have so much to offer. And then with the general energy for the week regarding this spread, we have chop wood, which is get to work. And then we have patience and meditation. So interesting. It sounds like in a way these are sort of at odds, but not really. Sometimes patience has to come with going through the phases. What comes first, right? Can't very well go and express this or do something with the body without having it start in the mind first. So this is where it's saying get clear. Okay, get clear. Be patient with yourself and others, because everything's a process. And mindfulness. Be prepared to stay in the present, no matter what phase of this that you're in. So that went on entirely too long. Sorry, that's a bit long. If this made any sense to you or helps you in any way this week, Aquarius, please let me know. Comment below. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe, because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, take good care, and I will see you then. Bye for now.